In the hours before, during, and after Superstorm Sandy, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg's press briefings were critical. Yet often it was someone else who caught everyone's eye. Lydia Callis, the mayor's mesmerizing sign language interpreter.
Whose expressive sign language interpreting turned disaster press briefings into an Alvin Ailey sign language recital.
Her signs are set to music. There's a Gangnam Style spoof.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And this on Saturday Night Live.
With a special thanks to my sign language translator, Lydia Callis, who brought some pizzazz to what would otherwise have been a dour occasion.
I did want to bring, did you see Saturday Night Live?
I did.
Thought so.
Callis arrived for our interview with her own interpreter.
Were you surprised by the reaction?
I actually was very surprised, naturally. I was a bit overwhelmed. But at the same time, I felt like, wow, this is great. If this is what's going to shine light and bring it to the deaf community and the culture and the language, then it's a beautiful thing, and I'm all for it.
2 to 4 out of every 1,000 Americans are functionally deaf.
What was this all about when you were doing that?
Those are signs for the storm.
Okay.
So when you have wind, you would go like this for wind.
Wind.
Yes.
Callis's mom and 3 siblings are deaf. Sign language was her first language.
If you watched any of the news reports, you could see that I was signing, but I was also mouthing the words as well, because you have people that are completely deaf, cannot read lips, cannot speak, and rely solely on sign language. And then you have people at the complete other end of the spectrum who are oral and can speak for themselves and have some hearing, who are hard of hearing and can't understand sign language.
But why so expressive?
His tone was very fierce, it was very strong, and I had to portray that through my message and my facial expressions, because it was important for people to know that if they were in Zone A, it was immediate danger and they needed to evacuate their homes as soon as possible.
She also follows the news, so she knows how to sign words like surge and crane. Then there are times the message for the deaf and the hearing are one and the same.
In one of the pictures that was taken of me and the mayor, we are looking at one of the reporters. We both have our hands in the air looking at the reporter like, are you kidding me?
Callis says it's all about interpreting the mayor's message as faithfully as possible. Her fans say. Alina Cho, CNN, New York.
There are questions this morning about how the Secret Service handled President Obama's appearance at the Mandela Memorial. The South African interpreter who stood next to the president admits he suffers from serious mental health issues. Bill Plant is at the White House. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. At first, the complaint was just that his signing for the deaf was incomprehensible. But then serious security questions were raised when the interpreter admitted that he is schizophrenic with a history of violence and that he was having visions during the ceremony.
We will never see the likes of Nelson Mandela again.
Kamsankwa Janchi stood just a few feet from President Obama and other world leaders at Tuesday's memorial service, seemingly signing their speeches. The White House Thursday deflected all questions about whether the president was in danger to the Secret Service.
For matters regarding the president's security, I would refer you to the Secret Service. Obviously, they worked very hard on this trip, which came about on short notice.
The Secret Service said it had an understanding that the South African government was responsible for vetting the people on the stage for the ceremony and that agreed-upon security measures were in place. But in an interview with CBS News, Janchi admitted to suffering from violent outbursts and hallucinations as a result of his condition, even on the day of the memorial.
When I get an opposite, I see ugly things. But that day, I see angels.
A South African government minister is calling the selection of the interpreter a mistake and said the government was embarrassed. They also admitted he was not fully qualified and had been hired at a bargain rate. In a statement, the Secret Service said that its special agents are always in close proximity to the president, wherever he is. Now, they're always in close proximity to the president, but security is always more difficult in a large multinational setting like that. But this case is particularly disturbing because they had to rely on another government, and this individual with a record of violence was not spotted. It's the kind of thing that really gives them heartburn. Charlie, Nora?
Disturbing. Bill Plant, thank you.
It's happened again. Another sign language interpreter accused of signing total gibberish. This time it was at the police news conference announcing an arrest in the Tampa serial killings.
We will be charging 4 counts of first-degree murder.
Standing off to the side, apparently translating every word, this woman.
We received over 5,000 tips in this case.
But it turns out much of what she was signing was nonsense. She waved her arms around like she was singing Jingle Bells, says one outraged sign language expert. The woman, identified as Derlin Roberts, has a string of arrests for fraud. So how did she come to be translating at last week's high-profile police news conference?
I just didn't ask enough questions.
Tampa Police Public Information Officer Steve Hegarty told me the woman simply showed up out of the blue and offered her services.
My immediate reaction was, I didn't call for a sign language interpreter, but that's great that we have one here. I let her in.
Did this woman appear to know what she was doing?
To the untrained eye, and that would include mine, I didn't see any problems.
This latest embarrassment comes 3 months after it was revealed that the sign language interpreter at a Hurricane Irma news conference, also in Florida, made no sense.
The time to act is now.
Hegarty is summing up the latest goof.
We won't be using that woman again.
Cops say this was not a crime, but it was an ethical violation.
So I've got ice cream all over my face because there were no napkins there. Whoever is responsible for stocking that concession stand cost me a relationship.
They never have napkins there.
Let's get the check. Is this the considered signing? Do you do this when you ask for the check? Really? I know a sign. That's my first sign.
That couple is breaking up.
They're breaking up? How do you know?
She reads lips.
What are they saying now?
It's not you. It's me.
Oh, my God. I just had a great idea. She could come to the party tomorrow and read Gwen's lips for me.
What?
We bring her to the party, and she tells me what Gwen is saying about me.
She's not a novelty act, George, that you hire out for weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Look, it's a skill, just like juggling. She probably enjoys showing it off.
I don't know, George. I'm not sure about this.
All right. Would you ask her? Just ask her. She says no, case closed.
All right. Laura, George was wondering if...
Sure, I'll do it.
You know, the whole idea of taking the car service was so I wouldn't have to fight the traffic on Friday night. I know, I'm late. Hey, now I know 2 signs. Check and late. Hey, this is my friend. You helped become the first ball man.
Congratulations.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Guys, you made it!
Hey,
buddy. Sorry to hear about Gwen.
Why? Did she say something to you about why she broke up with me?
Oh, no. Tonight will be the first chance I've had to talk to her.
Really?
Look, George, I'm friends with both of you, but I can't betray her confidence by telling you anything.
I wouldn't hear of it, Todd. It's none of my business. But you should try and find out everything you possibly can. In fact, I'll even stay all the way over on the other side of the room, just so there's no chance of me overhearing anything.
You are so centered.
Hey, grown up. Oh, my God, there she is. Go ahead. Let's go.
What?
Huh? All right. What are they saying?
Hi, Gwen. High tide.
High tide?
High tide. You got something between your teeth.
Where?
No, that's what he said. That's interesting. I love carrots, but I hate carrot soup. And I hate peas, but I love pea soup.
So do I.
so wild. Can I borrow her for a few hours tomorrow afternoon?
No, if I lend her to you, I have to lend her to everybody.
I don't envy you, Todd. This place is going to be a mess.
Well, maybe you can stick around after everybody leaves and we can sweep together.
Why don't you stick around and we can sleep together?
What?
You want me to sleep with you?
I don't want to sweep alone.
He says, I don't want to sleep alone. And she says, oh boy, love to.
All right, that's it. So, you get rid of me and other two, you were gonna sleep together?
What? You're crazy.
What? You're crazy.
I heard your whole conversation.
How?
How?
I can read lips. You said, let's sleep together.
No, I didn't. I said sweep. Let's sweep together, you know, like with a broom. Cleaning up.
Sweep?
Yes.
Yes, sweep.
Sweep.
Cut it.
George says cut it.
Cut it.
George is saying
Cut it. Will you stop signing? What? They said sweep together, you idiots, not sleep together.
Look, I know.
Ah! My eye! My eye!